Yeah, absolutely. Just bring a jacket. How about that? You can be a risk taker that way. Maybe a coat, a jacket, a scarf. At least here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City, we're currently at 50 degrees. Feels a little cooler out there, certainly very crisp. It doesn't look like a lot of people are bearing the cold in Santa Monica. Usually we at least see a few people. Where'd everybody go? It's that cold? All right, well, you'll see radar showing you mostly clear conditions. A little bit of cloud cover. It's sitting to our east right now. We did clear out quite nicely, and at this point, we're pretty dry. We did see a few leftover raindrops, a few leftover snow flurries earlier today, but no longer the case. All of the weather warnings and advisories have already expired. If you just remember yesterday, about 24 hours ago, the entire screen was lit up with advisories and warnings. No longer the case, and probably going to stay the case at least for now. Temperatures quite cool out there, as we mentioned, 39 degrees in Palmdale, 44 in Santa Clarita, San Pedro at 56, downtown you're at 53, and taking it back over to the coastline, Malibu, you are at 56 degrees. Want to give you a look at some snowfall totals. We did see that snow come down in the last 24 hours. Again, things have cleared out now, but you'll see Mount Wilson got about 7 inches of snow, Wrightwood 6 inches, Lake Arrowhead about 4 inches, and Mount Baldy about 6 inches of snow. We're going to show you what the rest of your forecast looks like as we head into the rest of your work week and the weekend coming up in just a little bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
Yeah, so those are the good things that come from these storms.
Exactly.
Yeah. So will that continue? I mean, will they continue to have that kind of snow up in the mountains
We're
for a little while?
We're hoping so. I mean, it's a dry year, so at this point it does look pretty dry, at least for the next week, but there's a chance of maybe a few flurries.
So dry's not good. When you say dry, it's not good for people.
It's not good for the snow because dry means, well, dry for us and dry for the mountains as well. So we'll see. But there's a chance.
Which means when it's dry,
I'm trying to put a
doesn't
positive.
Snow. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, it can snow.
See, I didn't
dry.
go to meteorology class with you.
We had a really long conversation about this.
We only have like 1 minute.
I know.
We were talking. Let's continue on.
Rick asked me a while ago, though. Can it ever be too dry to snow? And the answer is well.
Yes.
I get very confused here.
Technically,
no.
Viewers out
Technically,
there,
no. You all get very confused too.
You guys, okay. Everyone's probably getting a little impatient, so let's just get to the forecast.
That's a pretty picture, by the way.
It is a really pretty picture. This is Long Beach, actually.
So clear.
Gorgeous shot. So clear. This is the best thing about, when we have rain, when we have snow, when things clear out, it is so crisp out there, and that's exactly what it's like out there tonight, but it's also cool. Most of that cloud cover's moved eastward. It's also that rain moving eastward along with that snow as well. Temperature-wise, very cool. It's cool and crisp. So 39 degrees in Palmdale this evening, 56 in Malibu, Riverside at 50 degrees, so still somewhat tolerable for you temperature-wise in Lucerne Valley at 34 degrees, so pretty close to freezing. Temperature-wise, we got up to 61 degrees in downtown earlier today. Average is 67, so we were far below average, and we're still keeping temperatures below average as we head into the next few days. Low pressure, though, as we mentioned, moving east. High pressure eventually building in, and with that, we are expecting clear conditions, drier conditions, warmer conditions, and there's something else coming our way. You're going to see a wind event with maybe a slight chance of rain and snow. Yeah, there's just a slight chance. So we're going to tell you when we're expecting that coming up in your 5-day forecast in just a little bit. So bear with me. You'll see over the next 24 hours, we're down to the 40s, up to 50 first thing in the morning, 60s by the afternoon. We're expecting a pretty decent amount of sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover thrown in there, but still well below average temperatures. Remember, average for downtown 68. We're only getting up to 61 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. 61, as we mentioned, in downtown Santa Monica. 62, not much warmer. Anaheim at 62 as well. Palmdale, a little cooler for the high desert. You're at 54 degrees in Woodland Hills, getting up to 62 degrees as well. So temperature spread really not that big. Microclimate's really not kicking in this time of year, but you will see cool temperatures kicking in for the next few days, even though we are expecting high pressure to build. And with that ridge builds in. We're going to see a little bit of a warm up. We'll see clear, dry conditions, but low pressure moving in. A couple things happening. We're actually looking at a wind event, possible wind event, and something called an inside slider. What does that mean? Low pressure slides by us. It could give us a little bit of what's called wraparound moisture, so we could see a tiny bit of rain and maybe snow, probably in the mountains if we see anything at all. But mostly we are expecting dry conditions and windy conditions. You'll see that in your 5-day forecast with more sunshine and a little bit of a warm up toward the weekend. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
All right.
I absolutely am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wind is not good.
Yeah. Wind. not always a great
Especially
thing.
from last week. I mean, our experience from last week.
We're still recovering from that. Doesn't look like this event is going to be quite as big as what we saw just the other week, but could be significant. So we're going to have more on what we can expect in the way of wind coming up in just a little bit, but we do want to take you outside this evening. You're going to see mostly clear conditions out there, a little bit of cloud cover, but most of the cloud cover, the rain, the snow, all moving to the east right now. A closer look at those temperatures, you're going to see numbers pretty much into the 30s, 40s, and 50s. A chilly night out there indeed. 52 in downtown as we head over to the high desert, 39 degrees, and out to the coast, 56 in San Pedro, Laguna Beach, you are at 54 degrees. So again, we are looking at a somewhat chilly forecast. We are bracing for rain and potentially a little bit of rain if we do see that, and certainly bracing for that wind. So don't want to give it all away, but we're going to have it all coming up in your 5-day forecast in just a little bit. Back to you.
All righty.
Windy though?
Little windy, breezy to windy, so we're still trying to gauge how big this wind event is going to be, but that's certainly in the cards at this point. We are getting a look at LAX this evening, and as we do, you're going to see, well, mostly clear skies out there. Most of the, well, rain, snow, and cloud cover pushed its way eastward as we, well, went through the day today. As we went through the day, we only got up to about 61 degrees in downtown. Average is 67 degrees, record temperatures 83. So didn't hit records, didn't get close to average, and still not getting too close to average, at least not for now. But as we mentioned earlier, low pressure is heading eastward. As that happens, high pressure starts to build. We're going to warm it up just a notch, and we're actually going to dry it out, and we're going to keep it pretty clear. Warmer and drier for now, as we just mentioned, but we are expecting a few changes in the forecast. We were discussing wind. That's certainly a possibility with just a slight chance of rain and maybe mountain snow. Over the next 24 hours, we're talking 40s, 50s first thing in the morning, 60s by the afternoon. Not a very warm afternoon, 50s and 60s, so still eyeing below average numbers. Palmdale, 54 degrees, Riverside 60, Woodland Hills 62 degrees by the afternoon hours. So you'll see on your explainer right here, basically your forecast, do want to explain what's going to be happening in the forecast for you. So first of all, we've got low pressure. That's moving east. So that's all the rain and snow and the cooler temperatures we saw. That's heading out of our way. But we've got low pressure sliding in. And with that, we could expect to see a little bit of cloud cover and a little bit of a breeze right there. The inside slider comes through. What does that mean? Well, it slides through to our east. And with that, we could see very windy conditions similar to what we saw last week. Doesn't look like it's going to be nearly as intense as what we went through, though, but we're leaving breezy to windy conditions in the forecast through Thursday into early Friday. By Saturday, a little more sunshine and a warmer forecast, and for the coast, same pattern goes, a little warmer toward the weekend, but breezy. Back to you.
All righty, Ev.